it's mind-to-mind, like communication, like telepathy. So, and they impress upon our mind through our superconscious, and then it comes into our conscious for us to be able to relay the information. But they do this through what we call extrasensory perception, which is your 5 senses. So your hearing, seeing, feeling, knowing, and which the French word is clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairaudience. But I've believed that the very core of all this is the sentience, the feeling and the emotion, because you really can be moved, even though you get pictures. The difference between imagination and working with the spirit, you get the emotion of that person, you feel them. So even that picture, it's not just a picture, there's emotions. Does that make sense? You know, it's giving evidence that we live on beyond physical death, and it brings great comfort to the grieving and helps heal wounds for people as well, because some people can't cope with their loss, whereas it changes people's lives when they can communicate and feel the presence of their loved one themselves, and they can bring much healing, really. And sometimes there's words they never got to say, and often through this communication they can relieve those guilt or the emotions and accept that their loved one's still around them. That was my real turning point for me. I believed in the spirit world, but believed that I had the ability as a medium. So, and then I really took it on and embraced that and worked with it from then on. All the exercises we did, the tutors are wonderful, and the explanation of how things work. And it was like the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle were putting together. Soon as I walked into the building, I felt like I was home. And it was something I can never really explain. I just felt like it was home. And I realised that I wasn't the only one in this world, and there was like-minded people, and you could explain and talk about it. Because you kind of think you're a bit strange, or do I fit in? And then you realise, actually, yes, I do. I set my intention and I move my awareness through my thoughts to that, inviting the spirit world to come and join me. And as we used, I was given a lady's name, so I asked her if she would come forward. And because you've started to concentrate and alter your state of consciousness, so you become more sensitive to the energy and vibration of that of spirit. Sometimes it's just a knowing or an emotion. I feel their presence. I feel emotional, I feel their emotions, and then I start to feel their personality, maybe. And sometimes between that I can hear things, and sometimes I see images of whatever Mary wished to portray to me. That's trust in what we do. You see, we talk of a divine intelligence. There's a great spiritual intelligence here, and we can't comprehend everything. We don't have all the answers. But Mary will have known she's part of this study through that with her family members that have put her name forward, and will want to, obviously, has offered to come and help. So she knew, probably weeks before I knew, that this was going to take place. So because it's a different, don't want to say dimension, but they really are just a thought away. the spirit world's around us. It's not there or down there, because we're all energy, and so is the spirit world. It's tangibly there. So when we can focus and move our awareness and open our sensitivity to that, we become aware of the vibration and the frequency of the spirit world. See, we are all of spirit, so we are all connected. So the true essence of every person is that we are connected to that of the spirit world. So we are the incarnate spirit to the discarnate. So I feel it's internal as much as external. But you see, as soon as I was asked, say, to do with her eyes, I got an image of Mary's eyes. And that's how it happens. Sometimes, like, again, I feel it or hear it, but with her eyes, I actually see very quickly an image of Mary's eyes. And her personality, I felt it. And when I was given the dates, or have you got any months or dates, I see them. I see them flashing. I see the month, February and June, and the dates I heard. Actually, I just see it's like the word flashes in front of me, within my mind's eye, if you like, obviously subjectively, not objectively. I thanked her very much for coming and working with us, and I moved my awareness back to being here in the present. So her energy may have still been around, but my intention and my focus was back here within the present moment. So when I sat there in that experience, obviously it's very different because it's controlled. Even though it was good, it was controlled. One is because it's a different condition how we're working in, and because the information has to be touched upon our conscious mind, that's where we can misinterpret the information we're receiving, because it happens very quickly, the process. And because I had to pause and wait, that's where it gives my conscious mind time to interfere with what I call the process, if that makes sense. So, but we are human, and we make human errors sometimes. We try not to. That's why development is vital, very important, to always strive forward.